G'day there everyone, it's Boz from OpenCorp here, back again for today's Property Wealth WOD. Now, one of the hardest things, actually I'll rephrase that, the hardest thing that you'll ever have to deal with in terms of creating an investment portfolio is getting that first property. We've all been there. I was there, living at home, really trying to save money as quick as I could. And look, saving is hard. It's really hard, okay? But what we want to go through today are a few little tips and tricks that you can take away on how to do it a little bit more effectively, okay? And quantify those savings for you as well as understanding that this pain is temporary. The glory is forever. We've all heard the amazing coaches in the sporting realm talk about that. It is. It's very short-term pain for massive long-term gain, and I'll help you understand why with the help of this picture right here. Okay, so strap yourselves in for the next few minutes. Saving is hard. The only property that I've ever had to contribute cash towards in terms of a deposit and costs was my first property, okay? Actually saving this first deposit. While saving is difficult, it's far more effective if you have focus, okay? You have that goal set out as well to be able to achieve that, and you have discipline in terms of being focused to achieve that goal. Okay, so there are some sacrifices that are going to need to be made here. For those of you that have read Cam's book, My 4-Year-Old The Property Investor, he talks about how he sold his first car, rode to work every day for 12 months as a way of saving some more money. Okay, so you might be interested to know, just by making some smart lifestyle choices, you can actually really give yourself a leg up on that journey. For example, buy one less coffee per day, there's $1,400 over the course of a year. One less brunch, there's $1,560. Actually had a friend who quit smoking and just worked out that over the course of 12 months, she'd saved just under $5,000. Around 4,750 to be precise. Okay, so massive savings there. And just by being smarter and looking for creative ways to make effective lifestyle decisions, you can save additional money as well. Go to the movies on a Tuesday, it's half price. Things like that, okay? So credit to you if you're out there saving really hard to build your deposit. I remember those days, it's super tough, but it does get easier, and trust me, it's well worth the sacrifice when you look back over 10 or 15 years and how quickly time moves and the financial gains that have come as a result of making some sacrifices and saving this first deposit, okay? What I mean by that is this is my first property. So I saved this deposit and then I took out a mortgage to be able to fund the rest of that property. Now, over time, I created some equity in this property. So basically, let's say that the property was $400,000 and over time it grew in value to $600,000, okay? Then that difference there is called equity. And basically equity is the far more effective way to come up with a deposit and costs than having to save it for the first one, okay? What you do then is you can borrow this equity from the bank, bring it over here, and use this equity release to cover the deposit and costs for the second property. We still need to fund the rest of it, so we take out a loan as well, okay? And that is as simple as the structure is. Once you create this equity, once you're in the market, you have a property working for you, it goes up in value, use this equity as the down payment for deposit and costs, okay? So you're able to get your second property with no money down out of your pocket. And then that's simply the same process that we repeat time and time again. So if you're out there saving hard for your first deposit and you think, when is this ever going to end? Some people get to 15 properties, they're not filthy rich. All they've done is managed to fast track this process, be really smart in terms of how they've used equity and let time work for them to build a portfolio, okay? So that's how powerful it can be once you're in a position to be able to put down your first deposit on your first property, okay? I remember seeing when I was growing up, some people I knew were given European cars from their parents, BMWs and the like, as an 18th birthday present. Now, not everyone has access to those kind of resources, but if I was one of those people, I'd much rather be having a conversation with my parents about helping contribute towards a deposit for an appreciating asset because I always thought, well, I'll buy stuff that goes up in value and I can always buy the car I want for free at a later point in time. Okay, so there we have it, guys. Stay focused, have discipline, look for savings, continue to save hard, and just rest assured that once you get that first one, it gets a hell of a lot easier and a hell of a lot sexier in terms of the capital growth and compound growth from that point forward.